Hi guys, Johnny here from Foxeer. You can also find me on Facebook on pages Thornbury FPV Flyers, West Yorkshire FPV Racers and FPV Pits. And today we're going to look at the newly released Foxeer FPV camera. Let's have a look at that. And it is the Foxeer Arrow version 3. Let's have a look at the box. In the box we have the camera itself. Nice box. Come out. There's the camera itself. Let's have a quick look at that. And it's the same kind of form factor as the. I'll just put that to one side for a minute. The same kind of form factor as the well-loved HS117. It is a metal case. There you can see where I've just scratched a little bit off just to make sure it is a metal case. And yep, it is. So the first one, the HS117, which is pretty much the same form factor. In fact, it might be a little bit slimmer, this one. The HS117 plastic case I have a tend to break. I don't know if you can see where I've glued that back together. Bit of a crack. Also the mechanism for holding onto the stand. Eventually, because you're just putting screws in there, the plastic wears and this becomes a bit wobbly. So they came up with another idea, and with this camera, now this is a bit bulky for the models I use. I don't know if you can see there, look, props have actually had it, and they came up with this to keep it on the stand a little firmer, which were a really good idea, except that's in plastic, and what happens, a few bumps, I don't know if you see that, that will come out of there. So this being metal at the sides should put an end to all that. And like I say, I really do like the form factor of the HS117. Nice and small, a lot easier to fit. The stand that came with this, I actually had to modify it so I could get it onto a build. One of my builds, I'll just show you the build. That's the build there. Can't have it coming out this way because the props hit it. Bink, bink, bink. So, very nice. Very nice indeed. Now, we are going to be releasing the Monster and the Wolf in the same form factor as this Arrow, but we're not talking about them right now. So let's have a look at, oh, it comes with a 2.5mm lens, a standard, nice touch. So let's have a look at the rest of what's in the box. Nice big piece of foam. It's good for some landing pads. The instructions, of course, tells you how to get through the menus. There is a process of holding down certain keys to access the voltage menu and timer menu. There's a your wiring harness. I'll come to that in a minute. You also get the certificate of authenticity, and another little box of goodies inside there. We have the lens protector. Nice touch. Can't see much with that on, but for storage it's a nice touch. You get plenty of little screws for the stand. And also get the metal stand itself. Look at that in a minute. And there are the longer screws, they're for the back plate. 2 extra screws for the back plate. Very nice. And we have the harness. Now, there is a slight change on this harness. We've pretty much used this harness for a long time now. With the Arrow, the Monster, the Wolf, all them cameras that I've had from Foxeer have all had this kind of harness. And what happens is, that goes into Oops, it's got to be a bit smarter, isn't it? It goes into there. That secures in there. And this little bit here on your model, you can just tuck it away should you need to change any settings, which is very rare for me. Occasionally the monster, if the sun comes out really bright, I'll have to turn it down a bit, but apart from that I've never really had to change settings at the field. But it's a nice option to be able to, as long as you can put these two together. There you go. Then you've got the harness to change the voltage, the settings. You can move the voltage about on your screen, you can change the name on the screen, you can take the timer on or off on the screen, and then you just put that in your bag and off you go again. Now on this harness we have got the usual yellow, red and black for your VTX. What I generally do is I power the black and the red to a PDB separate. Keeps it nice and clean. We've got this extra wire here, what I'll come to in a minute, and we've got this wire here for your microphone, because these new cameras have a built-in microphone, so that would go to your VTX for your microphone. Then we have this blue wire, which is a voltage sensor, so you don't have to direct power the camera, because on some braking systems it can spike and pop your camera, so you use your 5 volt, 12 volt for your camera, and the blue wire is for your voltage sensor, so your OSD gives you a true voltage of your battery life, which is a nice little touch. So we'll just disconnect that and put that back in there. Now what we'll do is we'll have another look at this. Now this is much nicer. You can see that I've had to modify that one before. This one's much smaller and pretty much the same shape as the one I've modified it to be, actually, which is really good. That should be nice and a nice fit on my little 200 quad. Shouldn't have to bend anything. In fact, it's pretty much exactly the same shape that is there. So yeah, so what I'll do now is I'll get this in a quad, get it hooked up, wired up and tested, and in the next video I'll give it a test on the field. The new Foxeer Arrow version 3. I'm very impressed, very nice. Good work, Foxeer. Thank you. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.